Hey, quit clowning around and get in this tiny toy car with us called HowDoWeHuman. It's the podcast where we overanalyze all the weird and uncomfortable micro moments in life. I'm one of your hosts, Evan Cox.
Honk honk, toot toot. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Binning.
Honk honk, toot toot. This is how we like to
get there. Get a rhyme. Come on. This is how we
watch
like to...
Clute?
Yep.
Yeah. Honk honk, toot toot. Yeah. This is how we like to watch Clute.
Fits perfectly.
It almost fits perfect. It's one syllable off. But I can't just say this is how we like to Clute.
No.
Where's Jane Fonda in that scenario?
It does. Why are there not more words that rhyme with toot that I can't think of now? I mean, there's fruit, obviously. Oh, fruit. Cute. End of list. Groot.
Honk honk toot toot. This is how I am Groot.
Yeah, we got it.
All right, we got there.
All right, we got it.
Did we introduce ourselves?
We did.
Yes, we did. All right, listen. Today, we're not talking about any of that shit. We're talking about clowns. But before we get to clowns.
Now that we've done the full circus song, before
let's
we
get serious.
Let's focus up.
It's time to get very serious and ask Chris how he's doing. I know you have some very serious news today.
It's true. I do have some very serious news that I'd like to share. I have some very serious newses I'd like to share. Look, I was in an unfamiliar Target not that long ago. A Target that was 40 minutes away from where I live, maybe a little more. And I don't know if you've ever been to like a store, especially like a Target or like a Ralph's or some like
so far,
brand store that you have where you live. But this is in a place where you don't live, but it's the same company. All right, you with me so far?
I do that
because
all the time.
When you're in the store that's in your neighborhood, you kind of get a feel for the people that are all around. But when you go to a store that's in a different city, sometimes you're like, wow, these people are so much different than the people that I see around my place, whether that's in a good way or in a bad way. It's subjective. But I saw a back tattoo at this at this store that really threw me for a loop based on its size, and how it was presented. Because obviously, in order to see a back tattoo, you have to see the person's back.
Got it.
This is a tattoo that goes from bottom of neck to middle of back. And so this person was wearing a dress with like spaghetti straps to really frame this tattoo perfectly. A tattoo of that size, Evan, what are you expecting it could be?
Phoenix, penis.
These are the two guesses? Okay.
A mushroom with pot smoke behind it. Honk honk toot toot. This is how I like to Groot.
The answer I'm looking for is Jesus Christ. I've pulled up an image that was like, obviously this is not a tattoo. This is an illustration. This is as close to what I saw that I could get up on the screen here.
He's got your back.
Yeah, and he's in the tattoo. He wasn't staring straight at the person looking at him. He was kind of looking over here, off to the side a little bit.
Well, that's an interesting choice.
But yeah,
I would like to lock eyes with him.
Yeah, it was just no judgment for people's tattoos, but it was
baffling.
when there's a giant tattoo like that of a singular image, especially of a prominent figure like Jesus, it really takes you by surprise. And so I felt like I needed to share
I was
the
gonna
good word
say
of the back tattoo.
that is such a strange thing to see, because back tattoos normally in my mind would be like a phoenix, a dragon,
Sure.
mushroom
The
with
word
pot
breathe.
smoke. The word breathe. But then I
Some Chinese
remembered,
characters.
like a lot of people do, I have seen plenty of people getting a cross tattooed on their back, and I just now realized that's insane. Literally putting a cross on your back. That's
their cross to bear.
That's nuts. Don't do that. I think that's a red flag. Don't date them. But don't
Evan?
hate them. Love Jesus' teachings. Fish.
Yep.
Bread. We got
Those
it all.
Those Jesus teachings of don't date them, don't hate them, love. Evan.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I really like don't date him, don't hate him, love. That makes me laugh. Mentioned a couple of episodes back that I'm about to go on a trip. We're getting ready to drive up to Washington. By up, I mean north.
Right.
Don't get it twisted.
The way your body is always pointing.
Also mentioned a few episodes ago. There's just so much. Anytime you're doing a big trip like this, there's so much more to do than you can possibly realize. You're like, oh yeah, no, we've got a lot to do. We've got to pack, empty the car out, stuff everything in the car, just get all the stuff together, get things settled at work so I can take some time off, blah, 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 blah. Then all the tiny things start coming up. Like, I gotta do dishes. I gotta, I don't know. I had to clean off a tarp.
All the things start piling up. Number one, dishes.
Anybody? The funny thing is, I wasn't even the one to do dishes yesterday. But there's
supervising my girlfriend doing dishes. It just piles up.
A tarp that needed to be cleaned off because we're going to need to use it there. So I had to hose that off. I have to prune this little tree that grows next to our house because it's a fire hazard. Shit like that. But one of the things that you don't immediately think of, both of our dogs, their nails have gotten really long, and it's like we just have to do that before we leave. Like, let's get it done. I don't do my dog's nails anymore. She fucking hates it, and the first time I paid $10 for someone else to do it, I'm like, I'm never doing this again. Your problem.
$10 seems like a very good deal.
100% worth it. Plus tip, it goes to like 15 or so. I'm kind. But anyways, so we've gone to this place down from us just a little bit, maybe 10 minutes away. I've gotten my dog's nails trimmed there maybe 4 times now. So we're in the system. They kind of know us. And the past 2 times, my girlfriend and I lived together, and the dogs they're our dogs, but at the same time, like, I came with this dog, you came with this dog, this is technically yours, technically mine. They're both of ours, but yeah, it's kind of how it shakes out sometimes. So when it comes to stuff like getting their nails trimmed, one of the dogs is super anxious about that, so we just do them one at a time. I'll bring my dog in, the other dog stays in the car with Jocelyn, and then when my dog's done, switch them. In the past, when we've done this, and keep in mind, we had the same front counter person, and she knew us. She recognized us. She's like, oh, yeah, this again? Okay, great.
Oh, yeah, this again?
Ugh. Sometimes it does feel like that when you're going to a groomer, just getting a nail trim. Like, it's an irritation. Like, getting the cheapest thing, are we? You don't want a full blowout? Anyways, in the past, we discussed it. We just went like, I'll get my dog's nails trimmed. Then I'll pay for that. We'll just pay separately. Kind of feels easier than picking, like, okay, one of us will cover this and have to go in after we're both done because the other dog's so anxious she has to leave. It's just easier to just whip out the card, swipe, bring the next dog in. She'll do the same thing. And that was her idea in the first place, this person at the front desk. So yesterday, we go to get these nails trimmed again. I bring my dog in, and she says, all right, oh, this again. And they take my dog back. They come back, and it's time. Swipey that cardy. She gives me my dog and just stands there. And then I just stand there. And we had this little face-off where neither of us said anything for 10 seconds. Just kind of standing there staring at each other. And I lost the stare down. I got intimidated enough that I was just like, I guess I'll just go and get the other dog then.
Yeah,
I didn't want to bring up like, can I pay first? It was uncomfortable. It happens to me everywhere I go.
All these living creatures in one vehicle. What is this, a clown car? Evan, let's talk about clowns.
Do you immediately classify clowns as living creatures?
Yeah.
Is this where people's fear of clowns come in?
Yep, they're living creatures.
I think that's the scariest way to refer to a clown. Here we see the living creature, a clown. So we've talked a lot about clowns.
Yeah, you have clown blood.
I have clown blood. A lot of people are afraid of clowns. I think that we talked about the scary clowns in our fears episode or something like that. I don't know. I'm sure we have, but I don't remember at this moment. And I'm most important of all. How do you overall, not scary clowns, not like drunk clowns, but just like a clown at a kid's birthday party. You see a clown doing clown things. How does that make you feel?
In general, I feel okay about it. I think the thing that I like the least about clowns is clown makeup.
Oh.
I think seeing clown makeup on a human person has like a sort of unsettling vibe to it.
Okay.
But overall, I'm not like scared of clowns.
I will grant you that from a distance. I gave up on the melody. From a distance. I love clown makeup, and I want to wear it. It seems fun. Let's go. I should have done it. I wasn't thinking. I should have got some clown makeup and surprised your ass for this episode. But I've been up close and personal with clowns. And clown makeup up close and personal is it's weird. When you can see the nooks and crannies of a person's face.
Yeah.
It breaks the facade. It's like, oh, this is a person, not just a living creature.
Yeah.
That's kind of the bulk of what, I mean, obviously I'll talk about having clown blood all day, growing up sleeping in the clown room, as a punishment. Go to the clown room.
Instead of smoking in the boys' room, sleeping in the clown room.
I mean, I want to make that now, but it would only be like funny to my family. Like no one else would know what the fuck we're talking about. But it's almost, I mean,
there should be like an extremely niche comedy parody album.
Just making songs for one or two people. So yeah, we'll get there. But the main thing I want to talk about in terms of, I don't know, awkwardness, feeling uncomfortable around clowns, with clowns, is the breaking of that facade. I understand people being afraid of clowns. I've known people, some people in my family that have that kind of fear. There was a certain point where we heard, I think like when I was in high school, there was a big news story going around. Not the creepy clowns. That was later.
Yeah, that was later.
The ones just standing in the woods. But when I was in high school, there was like a news story that came out. There's some thing where people were talking a lot about the fact that people are afraid of mascots, like sports mascots.
Okay.
And it comes down to the same thing because I'll just say one of my sisters can kind of be this way. Not in a bad way. She sometimes listens to the podcast. We love you. We both do.
Yep.
But it's so long story short, I've had the opportunity to talk to my sibling.
How special.
I know, believe it or not. But to really like understand it, and I'm like, oh, I do get the base of that fear. And it's knowing, and in particular that it's a man, because so often it is,
Sure.
knowing that there's a man and you can't really see his face or his features, you have no idea who it actually is or what he's up to in there, and that freaks her out. And I'm like, I do understand that. And they're again getting up close and personal with these clowns. It's different.
Yeah.
It's just you don't want to know that it's a man, a human man. You want to think it's a living creature.
Yeah,
It's a human man.
I guess I didn't realize people were afraid of mascots.
You might have missed that.
Because I think mascots rule.
I know. I love mascots. I was almost a mascot for a brief moment. Not full time.
What costume would you have been in?
An eagle. So we were the Alma Eagles. My good buddy Ray Benson was the mascot, and something came up where he needed to fill in. And I was like, maybe I could be the mascot. That's fun. It didn't end up happening, and that's probably for the best. But again, I don't know. Maybe we do an episode about mascots. But I talked about being in my Gumby costume, and I'm like, I really did enjoy, and maybe that's what scares people. I enjoyed being faceless and nobody knowing who I was and just talking with my hands. It was really fun.
Yeah, there's definitely a part of me that I think would also enjoy being a mascot. I don't know if I could be quite animated enough to pull it off necessarily.
My problem also. I don't think I'm passionate enough.
Yeah, it would just be like two really like sad guys.
Just kind of walking around,
looking around,
shaking people's
arms
hands,
folded,
kissing babies.
Yeah.
Shaking babies' hands.
But yeah.
Kissing mamas.
I don't have the fear of mascots, with the caveat of like, I do find, as funny as he is to look at, I do find Gritty slightly unnerving to see in motion. I
kind of just enjoy all mascots thoroughly. And that's another, I've had face-to-face encounters with mascots. My sister would be a mess. But I've hung out with the Thunderbirds mascot.
And costumed characters at like Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
Are they in the same group? Like,
yeah,
also would be fearful of Mickey Mouse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that ain't me.
We love Mickey.
Yeah. If like, even though I'm fucking 31 years old,
he's doing it.
If I were at Disneyland, which I think I will go to before this year is up, if the character meet and greets were a little bit better organized, I'd be getting photos with so many of those costumed characters.
That's awesome. Good for you.
But nobody wants to call up the 31-year-old person in the crowd, like, it's your turn. No.
Yuck.
Yuck. Yuck is what all the parents say.
Come on, kids, let's go. Let's go see someone else.
I think it's almost more unnerving to lock eyes with a clown than it is to know that there's a person in the mascot costume.
I think I'd agree with that. I'll tell my little tale real quick, and that there's one thing in particular. Again, with overexposure to clowns, there's one thing in particular that I'm like, oh no, that's unsettling. Don't do that, clowns. So this is a message to clowns.
Yeah, don't cover yourselves in blood.
Don't do that.
When there's all sorts of like creepy Halloween clown decor.
Yeah,
get this out of here.
Get out of here. Get out of there. Okay. I got too much to talk about. Don't let me steamroll the episode.
I have very little to talk about. It's okay.
Okay.
Because you're the one, for anybody that hasn't listened, I don't know if this is what you're about to segue into, but you do, we mentioned that you have clown blood and then never clarified what that means for any clown enthusiasts that are joining the pod for the first time.
Let's see. So I could actually, just to give the background and say it, I can actually, I've got a photograph of my grandmother as a clown, old Marianne. She has since left this earth. But this is a photo of her. She used to
that great big top in the sky.
She took that tiny clown car.
That unicycle across the tightrope up to the big top in the sky.
To the top of the big top, where they all circus people are on the top, are on the tightrope once they're deceased. That's the rules.
They're all up there.
They're all up there sharing a tightrope. Don't shake. Don't be scared. Anyways, she was an artist, not just as a clown, but a painter, and she would go to like schools and help people teach kids how to paint as a clown, shit like that. And this is her helping a disabled young woman. I don't think that's the term you're supposed to use, but I couldn't think of the right word. But she doesn't have the use of her hands, and so she would paint with her mouth. And I found her I was going through the old ancestry tree, looking up newspaper clippings, and I found that she continued making art, and it's pretty good. She continued making art for a long time after this, so that's cool. But this is my grandmother as Bumbles the clown. Scary clown or cute? Don't say the wrong thing.
Can you zoom in closer? Because it's nothing wrong with this clown makeup. It has like, I'm thrown a little bit. It looks like a clown version of the V for Vendetta mask to me a little bit. So I am a little bit thrown in this photo.
It does have the hat. That doesn't help. I could see that. But anyway, so that's my grandmother. Loved her. Still do. But she was a clown. I loved her, but she was a clown. No, and I loved that as a kid. But she would also paint clowns, and that's what the clown room discussion is. She had a room with all of her clown paintings, and we were kids to go and would go visit them. We all had to sleep in the clown room, and that was a little creepy. I do have a photo of the clown room somewhere, but not ready to share emotionally.
Yeah, very private.
Anyways, the reason this all came up in the first place, I forget what episode that was or why we were talking about it, but I was just saying that I've had a weird amount of connections to both clowns and pirates throughout my life. And I told a lot of my pirate stories. And a lot of that did revolve around Seafair, which is an event in the Seattle area where the Blue Angels come and do their shindig. There's racing, like boat race. I forget what you call those little racy boats. Meow, the little ones. They're like race cars on the water. Meow, like pontoon. No, not pontoon boats. Those are slow. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, it's a big event. Air, sea, people go out to check out old planes and stuff like that and watch the boat races. But a part of this is the Seafarer Pirates and the Seafarer Clowns. I worked in radio at the time, and we were a sponsor. We were a Seafarer sponsor. So I had to go with my camera and shoot footage of all the events. It was basically my job to put together like a little clip package at the end of the season of all the cool shit that happened at Seafair. Footage of boats, footage of planes, footage of clowns, footage of pirates. But also part of it, before the events happened, I had to shoot promo videos with these people. So I would set up in an office, and we would get like the Seafair King and Queen for the year. They would come in and be like, Seafair is happening, blah, 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 blah. A pageant winner, Miss Washington or whatever. Oh, Seafair is coming, blah, 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 blah. Shooting these little like 2-minute videos with each person. The mayor! But also representatives from the Seafair Pirates, representative from the Seafair Clowns. I mentioned before, the Seafair Pirates, scary bunch.
Sure.
Drunk, frightening. I don't like them. The Seafair Clowns, similar. But I found them more enjoyable. They were all very nice people. But here's the problem. These clowns, they'd show up. They're wearing their full makeup. They're wearing baggy clothes. They've got props and stuff. Their shtick is on. These two clowns walk in. And they're like, hi, Ralph, this is Jerry. Like, just talking regular. And I realized how big of a deal a voice is when it comes to a clown.
Yeah.
I think a silent clown reigns supreme. Then goofy voice clown. And then at the bottom of the barrel is a clown talking like me. It's been like, hey, it's me, a clown.
Yeah. I agree with that. This is going to be tough. This is going to be another little tiny thing where Evan gets to guess where I work because it's going to be a work-related story. But there was a couple who would come into my place of business in full clown makeup and outfit. And you'd see them maybe once every couple months, and they would do the voice.
Mm.
And there's something unsettling also about clown voices
Doing
when they're not performing. Yeah.
He works at the circus.
Yep.
No, yeah, that's true. That's why I think Silent Clown reigns supreme. There is something just kind of freaky about the clown voice, which is just crusty. But I knew a guy that laughed like that. That's all. He was in band. Nice guy. That was just genuine laugh. Weird.
I do have some fun facts.
Okay.
Here about clowns because that was really the only clown story that I have personally, other than like I've been to Cirque du Soleil and they had some clowns do some routines and like I find they were all silent clowns.
Yeah.
Doing flips and getting some pies in the face, whatever. It's a good time. But I don't know if you know this. We've just missed the dates as of recording this, and then definitely we'll have missed it by about a month when this comes out. But International Clown Week
really
was passed into U.S. law in the 70s. It's the first week of August, the 1st to the 7th. Which president would you most associate with International Clown Week?
I'm talking. Oh no! I'm talking Richard Nixon.
Richard Nixon, it is.
Called
Old
it. The man was on
Tricky Dick.
laughing.
Yeah.
He loves a goof.
Yeah.
That's amazing. We're here for it.
Yeah. Also, the word clown is believed to have come from the Icelandic word kluni, meaning a clumsy person. I don't know if I pronounced that right or if I did get it a little too close to George's last name. I don't know if his name is George Clumsy Person. They are spelled differently, obviously, here.
That'd be
but
funny. Career path. I'd watch a clown named George Clumsy Person. I love that. I know I've heard. I think it just like it isn't necessarily real, but I have heard Clune. Could it be pronounced Clune?
It could.
I think that
I've
came
seen.
up in...
So I've seen two different things here. I've seen the Icelandic word, and it's spelled Klunni. And then I did also see. Let me see if I can go back here. Come on. Yeah, no, I see it with an I at the end, so who knows?
Must be Clooney.
Yeah.
No, I just know that from Baskets with Zach Galifianakis. Great show about a clown. Fresh clown. A clown. I did, real quick.
Yeah.
I do have to wrap up that story. I didn't quite get there. We're almost done. We're edging on this Seafair Clown story.
Oh, please.
I'm just here to say, these guys came in. They're talking normal. I find it off-putting, but they're very friendly. And then we set up to record. And I'm thinking, like, again, they're doing a promo. They've brought props. This is going to get wacky as hell. Someone's getting pied in the face.
Yeah.
And they start the promo. Just goes, hey, we're a couple of the Seafair clowns. We're going to be at Seafair this year. I was like, what the fuck is going on? The amount of Seafair clowns that put on the makeup, the outfit, have props, but then put nothing into being a clown, it's upsetting to me.
Okay, here's my question. You might not be able to answer this or you might not be able to answer the main question I have if you haven't seen them perform. Did you go see them perform?
Of course, I filmed them.
Great. Were they silent clowns in their routine? Because then I can understand them just having regular voices as they say, like, hey, come on down, we're going to be doing this show.
To be fair, weirdly, because the Seafair clowns are such a thing, I don't think there's ever, like, a performance in the way that you're thinking. Like, well, we get the clowns either in the crowd or on the stage and they do their act. They're just a part of the parade. And even that there's a handful of them that have their shtick that go like, oh, flower, squirt water. And those ones are generally silent. But the vast majority of them are just like guys walking around in clown makeup, just waving, going, hey, honka honka.
I kind of like that a lot, and I don't know why. I think it ties into this other fun fact I have here.
Ooh.
The world's oldest clown society, Clowns International, was founded in 1947.
Yeah. So
I like the idea of like a secret society of clowns.
This is a society for the world's oldest clowns.
I don't want to be a part of that. No, in my mind, it's like MI6, but all the operatives are clowns.
They gotta decide when to send out the right clown on the right mission.
Yeah.
I'm in. world's oldest clown, though, that was one of the Seafarer clowns, was a very old man near the end of his life, and he was sitting in the back of a fire truck. Again, weird to see these clowns in large vehicles. I think that's what's
Sure.
funny about a clown in a parade. There's large vehicles all around them.
Yeah.
And that's fun. But this one couldn't really stand. And it was just kind of in the back of a fire truck. And I got up close. With this old man. And that was scary. I don't know. We said it before. John Wayne Gacy did a real number on people's perception of clowns.
Absolutely. His famous clown Pogo. That was also in the list of fun facts, so I had that name ready.
Oh, I get.
But yeah, I mean, John Wayne Gacy, Stephen King.
Sure.
It said that the first. I've closed the window, so I won't be able to nail this exactly. But the first. Let me see if I can just pull it back up. But the first fictional killer clown is in the Italian opera Pagliacci from 1892. So angry, harmful, violent clowns have been around in pop culture since the late 1800s.
Interesting. I mean, I knew Pagliacci. I didn't know he killed anyone. I've never seen this opera.
Yeah, me neither. But that's what it says.
But I know the doctor. I am Pagliacci.
What?
That's the thing. I don't think it's from the. It's like a parable. I don't know, some thing like a guy goes to a therapist and says he's like, "Doc, I'm so depressed. I'm like thinking of ending it all." And the doctor's like, "You gotta go if you want to cheer up. Go see this show." And you can watch this clown Pagliacci.
Oh.
He's so sad and such a pathetic, sad clown that he will make you feel better and he'll make you laugh because he's bumbling and he's an idiot. And he says, "But doctor, I am Pagliacci."
Okay, I've seen...
Brutal.
Yeah.
Ouch. Egg on your face, doc.
I'm gonna need to go get a second opinion. Why is this the only doctor that's in my network?
Doctor's going, "Why do we still have 45 minutes in our session? Why did I open with that?"
I've seen like I think parodies of that before, but didn't
Feels
realize
likely.
that it tied itself back to Pagliacci.
I don't know where it came from. Maybe it's in Pagliacci. I don't fucking know. All I know is there's a delightful little pizza chain in Seattle called Pagliacci's Pizza.
And the doctor was a woman.
Hey, that's nice. Progressive. Yeah, I don't know. You got any other clowning you got to do?
I'm always down to clown, I
That's
guess.
good.
But this is so quick with that's good.
That's good. We loved it.
No, I don't think I've had very many like clown interactions in my life. When I was a child, I never had, at least as long as I don't have any memory, at least, of either having a birthday party with a clown show up. I did have mascots, quote unquote, show up. Like I had somebody in like a Elmo costume come to a party, and then I had a magician come to a party.
And these were just friends of yours you invited?
Yeah. And I was like, I only invited you so that you could work.
Oh,
but anyways,
in there.
But no, I don't think I went to or held a birthday party with clowns in attendance.
Interesting. I mean, have I? I don't think I have either. As far as parties go, I don't think I've ever been around a birthday clown.
Yeah.
But I
I don't
do.
think I have either. I've seen them in multiple pieces of media. Seinfeld.
Yes.
The great SNL sketch that is a little bit tougher to watch due to a problematic member in it, but with Bobby Moynihan and Louis C.K. That birthday clown
Yeah.
sketch is
Yeah.
quite good. Um, yeah,
So you've seen clowns. You know what they are.
I know what they are. I know they're living creatures, and
Going with the broad
uh,
strokes today.
yeah, I mean, if we want to segue a little bit into Class Clown, that
Oh,
was not. I wasn't ever given that moniker. At my senior superlatives, I was uh, most likely to be a stand-up comedian, but I don't
really?
think I was obnoxious enough in class to be called the class clown. I was just like someone who did all their work but was a little funny.
Yeah, and shouldn't that be the class clown?
Yeah.
Like, every time the class clown is like, oh, it's just the person who interrupts all the time and makes loud noises. He's just being a jerk. What's that
Yeah.
about? I want to
What's
be
that
the class
about?
clown. That
I was silent class clown. Is what I was. Always putting pies in people's faces.
that would be a great campaign to
When they asked to borrow a
class
pencil,
clown.
I just pull a ton of pencils, all connected by ribbon out of my sleeves.
He's doing it, and they're rubber pencils.
Yeah, got them. Did you? Were you good at that illusion of making a rubber pencil?
I'm decent. That wasn't a good example because I do have a pencil.
I'm not good at it, as
see.
evidenced by anybody watching the YouTube feed. I'm just moving it up and
I don't know
down.
if it works on camera.
Yeah, maybe not. No,
Yeah,
it
that's
does.
pretty
You're
good.
better at
That's
it.
pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, there is something like I always wanted to be class clown. I think we're both very similar in that regard.
Yeah.
But I would.
We wanted to
not
be class clown, but not be like obnoxious.
I want to be a class clown, but I also don't want anyone to notice me.
Yeah.
or
I want to be
to
class
anything I have to
clown
say.
on my terms.
I kind of just want to be liked. Is that is that a superlative?
Most likely to be liked. Evan Cox.
Hey, inoffensive. That does. I mean, now I'm just quoting movies, but the thing I think is the funniest stupid bullshit is from. Have you seen Waiting for Guffman with
a while ago, but I have seen it.
Eugene Levy's character is like auditioning and they're interviewing him, and he's like, people always ask me, like, were you the class clown in school? And I say, no, I was not the class clown. But I sat behind the class clown and I studied him. That line that's so funny to me. But related to class clowning, we've done some clowning in class together. I told my improv story of getting a clown's finger in my mouth.
Yes.
And sucking on the finger.
Yes.
And sucking on the finger.
Correct.
I went all in.
Yeah. Who's the class clown now?
The only guy who sucked on the clown's finger when clearly we're doing a clowning thing where nothing is actually real. So I did my one actual clowning performance in that instance. But I will say we've done between like, I think mostly just it would come up in practices, coaching sessions sometimes, doing silent scenes, more mime work. How'd you feel about that? Do you feel more
bad?
Do you feel more or less confident without words?
Significantly less confident. I feel like my humor is, and this, ties back a little bit into why I probably wouldn't be a great mascot in the suit.
Yeah.
Is like, I know that's why we were doing those exercises, was to like create more communication through movement instead of voice, but I just prefer to use my voice. I'm not a very animated person. So I did not enjoy those exercises.
He
And
hated
I
it.
didn't enjoy a lot of improv exercises.
The bar was low for Chris.
Yeah.
Am I enjoying this? No. Am I paying for it? Every week.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Am I going to do it for several more years? Yeah.
Hell yeah. Because everyone says at a certain point, you'll just be good and you won't
Yep.
be stressed out and you won't hate it anymore.
Yeah.
Didn't happen
And
to
the
me.
reason they say that is because if you do get to that point, you quit and then you're not in the statistics anymore.
There you go.
So everybody who is good at improv, it's because they've done it for a while and they've practiced.
Yeah.
That's it.
Congrats.
Congrats.
You've done it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I mean, I considered being a clown for a while. We talked about that a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, where you were going to do clowning at bachelorette parties. Wasn't that the business that we had set up?
That was. I still do love that idea.
Yeah.
Let's see if I could find that where I was thinking of going. LA. There's a clown school in LA. The Clown School. There it is. On Panamint Street, which sounds like Pantomime Street.
Coincidence?
I think not. Let's see this. Let's see this shit. So here's what we're looking at. I have a feeling Chris hates this already.
Yeah, I do.
I want to be this guy. I like this.
I like that guy.
He's got a tiny violin. He's got a top hat. That's funny.
Can you go to testimonials real quick? I'd like to know what people are saying about the clown school.
Oh, that's all. People are saying a lot. The depth of
wow.
learning was above and beyond what I expected and resonated with me as a teacher, performer, and in particular in giving me a new perspective on the way I approach my life each day. Or just this one that says, why can't the world be more like clown school? The thing that most, and I'm not going to say I like it. I'm not going to say I got scared out of doing it. But it was just so like improv related that there's still this was late in my improv career. So like I was already kind of getting to the point where I was done with it. But the thing that freaked me out the most, but also gave me that like, I do want to try that.
Yeah.
But it's like the most awful version of like improv class anxiety. Everyone's looking at you sort of thing. So you saw them all wearing their noses. You have to wear your nose in class. Everyone gets a nose. You don't get makeup till you graduate, and then you make your character, etc.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone's wearing their nose. And one by one, you got to come in and make everyone laugh without words. You can do whatever you want, but you have to make everyone laugh. This feels like a quick route to depression for me.
Yep, absolutely.
But I thought a lot about that. What would I do? What would you do? What would you do in my clown shoes?
Big old fart.
It'd be pretty good. I don't think they'd like it, but it'd be pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it's just like pratfall.
I mean, it reminds me of those awful. We've talked about this. We won't name drop the company, but there's a YouTube channel that, there are different YouTube channels. Some of them do really good improv.
Oh, yes.
And some of them have a show that's like, come out and make us laugh.
Yeah.
And it's hard to watch.
Yeah.
because I mean, I guess in a sense it like kind of does put you in that position of like, I guess what I got to do is some terribly unfunny bullshit.
Something very cringy. I mean, that's why I was bad at improv in the first place. Is like, I'm cringing at myself and I could never really get over it. every now and then I had a little bit of fun on stage, and that went well. But other than that,
And every now and then, I still kind of think I should get back out there.
same. It's the worst.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that thought haunted me is all. And for all that, thinking of like, maybe I will be a clown. It'd be a weird thing. I think that's a part of the appeal to me. What a weird thing that would be to do.
Yeah.
And everyone that knows me would be like, just take me out of the equation. Like, you and I were just going, and then one of our good mutual friends, it's just like, I'm going all in. I'm becoming a clown. I've got a character. I've got clown makeup. I've got a nose. And I've booked some parties. What do you think about that person? Does it depend who it is?
It definitely depends who it is. Yeah. Yeah, it does depend who it is. I think there are some people where it's like, you know what? You seem pretty passionate about it. Best of luck to you.
Yeah.
And then there are some people where it's like, yeah, of course you think this is a good way to launch your comedy career. So it depends on the person, unfortunately.
Okay.
It's not an exciting answer to that question, but it is the correct one.
Yeah. I also did decide, and we'll wrap this up now, but I did decide, like, if I were to do that, I'd have to shave the beard, because I hate looking at clowns that just put makeup over their facial hair like it's not there. Just a big bushy mustache covered in white paint. It sucks. I hate that. That's creepy.
Yeah.
That's bad news.
I think maybe you could do the minimalist makeup.
Sure.
Just put it around the eyes, something like that.
Rosy cheeks.
Do the Rob Corddry from Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
Leave the rest of it unpainted. But yeah, I agree that the white paint over facial hair is not a good look.
Bad news. But I don't know. There's just something in me, and what's in me is clown blood. And I do like pantomime, and I do like, I don't know, I just like being goofy. I would like to be able to make people laugh without talking. And to be fair, I can. Little kids, my nieces and nephews, I just make faces at them, and they laugh. So, who's the clown now? Bitch.
Look at me.
Look at me.
Look at me. I am the clown now.
I'm the clown now.
And listen to me. We are the captains of podcasting.
That's
and you
true.
can listen to these episodes on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Pocket Casts, HowDoWeHuman.com. Anywhere that you get your podcasts, you can rate, review, comment, subscribe, follow, do all those wonderful things. The more of them that you do, the more likely other people are to recognize our captain authority.
That's true.
You can also check us out on social media. You can check us out on Instagram at HowDoWeHuman.
We got that handle. Hey, kids. We hate it.
You can also check us out on Facebook at HowDoWeHuman.
I don't think you're ready for that handle.
YouTube at HowDoWeHuman.
The big top is open. Send in the views.
You can leave us a voicemail. And I know that months ago we said we were going to come up with an acronym for this, but we haven't.
No,
so the number is 323-657-9896.
Silent clown or vocal clown, leave us a message. We'll take silence.
Yeah, leave us a silent voice.
Maybe that's what I'll do. Instead of deleting the number, I'll just start saying, we got another message from a silent clown.
You can also send us an email to howdowehumanpod@gmail.com.
The best part of that handle is that I'm starting to yawn. Started out as just a deep voice. Lost it. but it's time.
All right, Evan, it's trivia time.
Trivia time.
After the results of the last episode, we're still in that stretch where, hey, this could be one of the final 4 trivia matches as we go here. The current score, myself with 83, Evan, you have 79.
So true.
And Dustin has 4. And we're playing to 100. So this, depending on how this goes, over the next 4 episodes, I can miss 3 questions, and take the victory.
I'm honestly sort of rooting for us to just both miss all the questions for like months.
I know. It does feel like once we hit 100, we'll just be like, well, let's play to 200.
Let's play to 200. I mean, well, yeah, what are we going to do? But for now, we need an end to this saga.
Yeah. All right, let's see how these 5 questions go. Evan, are you feeling smart today?
No, God, no.
Okay. Let's see how this
get that out of the way right now.
What kind of doctor invented cotton candy? Dermatologist, dentist, podiatrist, or oncologist?
Okay. I mean, it sounds like a clown doctor to me. Patch Adams, anyone?
Yeah. Anyone?
It's funny. It's funny. Get ready. I lean dentist.
I'm ready to laugh.
But like, it's like, it can't be, right? A dentist wouldn't do that. But it feels like a dentist. It feels like a dentist kind of move. And maybe the idea was, okay, here's my theory. Not to sway you and make you follow me. I don't recommend it because I don't have faith in this. But my theory is a dentist, and he was getting sick of they're eating taffy and taffy, and it's getting stuck in their teeth. It's rotting shit out. I'm going to invent a sweet candy kids will love that dissolves in their mouth. And go bye-bye. Know what I mean?
I do know what you mean,
This is my theory, and I'm saying dentist.
It don't think that you swayed me, because dentist was my answer. From the beginning. I think that cotton candy is disgusting, and I think that
I love cotton candy.
A lot of when I think disgusting, I think the dentist. And dentist is correct, so we both get that point.
I bet my theory is right. That would make
I do think
sense.
that your theory is right. That's why it was invented, was to try and
get candy out of teeth.
Minimize harmful effects of candy. Or maybe it was just to make a friggin' profit.
I mean, that if you really think about it, there's not a lot that goes into cotton candy. I mean, you got to spend a lot on the machine, but otherwise, sugar crystals?
Yeah, I guess. Who knows?
Making a fucking fortune. I'm getting a cotton candy machine. What state banned margarine with a capital M?
Capital M margarine.
So this might be a person.
Yeah. A living creature.
A living creature, if you will. What state banned margarine for 72 years to protect their dairy farmers? Indiana, Kansas, California, or Wisconsin?
I have an answer, and I don't want to sway you over to it, Evan.
All right.
But my answer is Wisconsin.
Yeah. Wisconsin is one of my 2 answers, and you have to accept them both. So I got to decide. Do I want to stick with you? My other answer is Indiana.
Okay.
But we know there's so many damn cows in Wisconsin making all that cheese.
Yeah, the cheeseheads.
I'll say Wisconsin too. I'm boring.
All right, we both did get that correct. What animal was successfully trained to tell the difference between Monet and Picasso?
I think there's a typo in here. You'll get to it.
Was it a dog, a monkey, a gecko, or a pigeon?
Maybe a gecko is an animal I'm not familiar with.
It's a nerdy gecko.
That's the gecko. He's a gecko. Fucking nerd.
Freaking nerd.
Hmm. I've got two,
I
and
also have two.
I've narrowed it down. I
Yeah,
have my answer
I'm
locked and
between
loaded.
two. Which two are you between? Just because I find it curious when we have different twos, but I feel like we're going to be the same on this one.
Monkey dog.
Yeah, that's interesting because we are different. I'm between dog and monkey, and you're between monkey and dog.
I'm going dog.
You're going dog?
I'm going dog.
Okay. Just to be different,
Let's go.
I'm going to go monkey. But really, the animal I thought it was going to be before and is not in one of these answers. But if you had just told me that question, I would have said elephant as my answer.
Oh,
but,
yeah. That would be good.
It was pigeon. We're both wrong.
I gotta look up real quick. What's a gecko? Okay. Doesn't appear to be anything. Or have other people mistyped gecko? Gecko. Alright, whatever. Tell me this. Riddle me this, Batman. I don't know. How do lobsters communicate? Eyes? Claw snaps? Urine? Or mouth clicks? I wish I communicated with urine. Get back!
I'm between two.
I'm between 4.
I'm trying to decide if I go with what I kind of thought first, or if I go with where I started getting swayed after that.
Yeah, I'm having the same experience, so I think I've been swayed.
Yeah, I'm gonna... Man, I think I wouldn't be surprised if it's the other one, but I'm gonna go with claw snaps.
Okay. So claw snaps was my initial one that I've swayed myself away from. But it does feel like the right answer. I'm going eyes.
Okay, I was between claw snaps and mouth clicks.
The funny thing is, so was I. But I'm going eyes.
Okay. It was urine.
Oh, that rules. I gotta look that up more.
In which sport are Barani, Rudolph, and Randolph all techniques?
Okay.
Cricket, equestrian, trampolining, or golf?
Got an answer.
I do as
well. It's kind of a guess, but I feel good about it.
Yeah, I think I feel good about my guess also.
Okay. I'm going cricket.
I'm also going cricket.
Let's
so
go.
No matter what, whether we get this right or wrong,
nothing happens.
There will be no difference in our point gap. It was trampolining, so we were both wrong. We both scored 2 out of 5 on that one, which pushes the scores. Myself with 85 and Evan with 81.
Hell yeah.
Now, I blew all of my incorrect guesses that I could have over the next 4 games. I blew them all in this match. So now I have to get all 15 of them right from here on out.
All right.
If I want to ensure victory.
Yeah. Tough swimming.
Yeah.
These Quizzle waters.
It's true. Well, send out the clowns. That was pretty good.
That should be a clown. Bye.
Okay, bye.